What is up, everybody? It's Lloyd from Iron Dog Journey. Today is Sunday, and I believe it's day 23 for me. Yeah, I had to double check. It is day 23. Man, time goes fast. It's awesome. I started to work out today with some Navy SEALs. Yesterday I had it in my head that I was going to do a lot more than I woke up feeling, for sure. So I thought, you know what? I've never done 100 Navy SEALs. That's what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to do 100 Navy SEALs. I don't care about the sit-ups. I'll just do 100 Navy SEALs. Well, morning comes around, so freaking tired. And I thought, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just do 100 burpees. How's that sound? And as I'm doing it, I'm starting to get ready. I'm walking, I'm pacing, trying to get warmed up or trying to mentally think, okay, you're going to do this. I thought, I'll tell you what, we will do 25 Navy SEALs and 75 one-pump burpees. No, actually, I thought I'll do 25 Navy SEALs and I'll do 50 one-pump burpees because that's 100 push-ups. So I decided, I'll tell you what I will do. As the workout kept going, I thought I'll do 25 Navy SEALs and I'll do 75 burpees. That's 100 burpees. All right, good. And that's 150 push-ups. Well, by the time it was all said and done, I added another 25 burpees in there, so I don't know the math. I'm probably doing the math wrong, but I ended up doing 100 one-pump burpees, 25 Navy SEALs, so that is 175 push-ups, right? Got it. And I also did 125 sit-ups, so yeah, not a bad little workout. I think all that math is right. Doesn't really matter. Like it matters. It is still exhausting as hell because I'm just tired, you know. Got a little nap yesterday. Took the kiddo to the zoo. It was a hot day. Felt good though. Definitely felt good. So windy right now. This time of year it can get windy. I get sick of the wind. That's the only thing I don't like is wind. We don't get tons of wind, but we get a season where we do have some wind, and I'm not a fan of wind. But it is what it is, you know. Who cares? Who cares, right? So the workouts are going well. These Navy SEALs were definitely tiring. I think mostly just because, you know, it's just 4:30 in the morning, and you wake up from a dead sleep and slept with the window open last night because the breeze felt so nice, and you just sleep a little deeper, sleep a little bit better, but then, you know, you're not getting enough sleep, so you wake up just tired. That's all right. That's okay. Well, nothing's real anyways, right? It's all in our heads. I just love that concept that if you ever listen to Joe Dispenza or what's his name? Hoffman. I don't remember. At any rate, they're basically neuroscientists and some super wise guys, super wise people, and you know, they'll tell you. And if you really think about this, really give this some thought, that your reality, you're creating your reality every single day, you know, from the time you wake up till the time you go to bed. In fact, the way Joe Dispenza describes it, it's not just a mental thing. It's not just, you know, you see what you want to see, and that is a huge thing, but literally, you know, your eyes are, you know, cameras taking in the world, and they take in the world on a cellular level. You know, your whole body reacts and forms pictures your mind forms pictures of the things you see. And so think of whatever you're looking at and however you feel about the things you're looking at, determine the world that you're seeing and living in. Everything that you hear, everything that you smell, you put a judgment on it, or a value on it of some sort. I think that's just fascinating as hell. So like 4:30 in the morning is literally meaningless. That really means nothing. All it means is there's a time. It's an arbitrary time that we've come up with. We've come up with a clock. Humans have come up with a clock, and you've developed a feeling about 4:30 in the morning, whether it's good or bad, or you're excited, or you hate it, or it doesn't exist to you because you absolutely never wake up. I don't know. But no matter what, you've created a feeling around it. So whether you're happy, sad, angry, like, you get to choose how you're going to react to life and how you're going to deal with life. Like, you don't get to choose, let's say a storm comes through and blows down your house. Okay, that's a terrible event, right? But you get to choose what that means to you. That could mean a new start. It could mean absolutely nothing because, well, you can't control it. Life just happens, right? So you just move on. Or it could mean the worst thing that's ever happened. It could change your life and you could be miserable and think, why me? Why me? I think that's a weird example, but that's just what popped in my head, so I'll go with it. But the point being, fitness, exercise, being tired, there's no value on it until you put a value on it. So everything, death, age, getting older, getting older could mean absolutely nothing to you. It could mean everything to you. It could be the worst thing that's ever happened to you. You get to put that value on it based on your paradigm, based on, what does age mean to you as you were growing up? You looked at your parents, your grandparents, the people around you. Maybe you formed a judgment that old people are horrible, or they're awesome, or they're wise, or they're decrepit, or whatever, or they're not cool anymore, or whatever the deal is. You get to put that value on it, and you do that about everything, and you do that with colors. Maybe you see, like my red headband. Maybe that color drives you crazy. Maybe clothes drive you crazy. Maybe you're like, oh my gosh, why would somebody do X, Y, Z? Because you've put a value on it. You put a judgment on it for whatever reason. And we do that throughout our life. So we determine what's hard, what's easy, what's good, what's bad. None of the things that you feel that are hard or easy or good or bad actually have any value until you put that value on there. And of course, some of these values are based on society, how the society feels about long hair, short hair, tattoos, men, women, political views, race, religion. Like, people put all these values on these things, and there's literally no value on these things. I mean, I'm not trying to say they're not valuable. I'm just trying to say they're meaningless labels. They're meaningless concepts until you decide what these concepts are. It's truly like living in this virtual world. And I feel like I'm explaining this absolutely all wrong because it's way too early to be talking about this. Oh, so typical. And see, this is what I do every morning though. My brain just starts turning on, and I'm like, wonder what dinosaurs were really like. I mean, okay, so think about dinosaurs for a second. You weren't there. None of us were there. All we have is some bones and maybe little evidence here and there that some dinosaurs are there, that were here on Earth. And so we pass all these judgments and values and definitions, and we do the same thing with God, this so-called God. I think the religious thing is the craziest one of all, because you can go to a church, and the church will literally talk about what God feels, what he wants, how he sees things. He is a he, where he lives, what he's doing. It's like Think about the concept of all that for a second. You have literally no clue what this so-called God is, was, where he is, what he is. You don't know at all, but yet you've determined that you know. Somebody's determined for you that we know all about him. And I think that's crazy if you think about it. And you'll base your whole life and your whole decisions, whether you should be married, whether you should have sex, whether you should do X, Y, Z, whether you should sin, not sin. You base it all on what exactly? These values that were either given to you or you've formulated over your lifetime. But they actually have no value until you've decided they have value. And so it's the craziest choose your own adventure that you could possibly imagine. We live in this virtual world where, and keep in mind, all these decisions affect you, like I said, on a cellular level. Like, listen to Joe Dispenza if you want to know more about, the details of these things. I'm more of a philosopher, and I like to see myself as a scientist in the way that, like, I don't believe in reality as a whole. Like, I think reality is super subjective, because my reality is not the same as your reality. There's no question about it. And the things I see, the things I think, the things I do on any given day are so different than the things you see, do, think. We just live in different worlds completely. Literally, we live in different worlds. I don't see a single thing that you see, and vice versa. And so my reality is not your reality. And my reality is only based on what I've determined is my reality. So, like, being tired, being hungry, well, these are actual things that happen, but the value that we've put on them is totally up to us. It could mean nothing. It could just mean you need sustenance, or it could mean everything and you're miserable and you're a miserable person because of it. But like I said, I feel like I like to think with a scientific mind, like a true scientific mind, where everything is possible. Everything is possible. And I don't think you can't rule it out. You can't rule it in unless you can prove it 100%. And I like to kind of see everything like that. Like, if you tell me there's ghosts, I can't tell you there's not, because I can't prove there's not. But I also can't say that there is, because I can't prove that there is. So it's something that we can have fun talking about and debate and explore, which is awesome, and I think we should. And I think the same thing with God, or any religion for that matter. There's literally no proof, and you can say all day long to me about all the proof that so-and-so has found, and you could Google it, and that's meaningless to me. It's totally meaningless, because I have not seen any proof. Like, you can say, oh, in the Bible it said, it's like, really? In the Bible it said? A book that's, just a few hundred years old, a couple thousand years old, whatever. Like, you're telling me that's your proof? Or you could say, well, look at a tree. Look at a tree. Look at the complexity of nature. Look at the complexity of the human body. I will not argue with you that the world, the humans, the trees, animals, it's very complex. There's a lot of strange similarities, coincidences, whatever. But that doesn't prove anything to me. What does that prove? That just proves that things are crazy out there, man. It just proves that we don't know anything. That's all it proves to me. Where it came from, why it exists, how it all intertwines, I have no clue. Nobody knows. I can't tell. I don't think anybody knows. Everybody has a theory, but that doesn't mean you know. That's not science. Science is X plus Y equals Z. Okay, somehow you've determined the value of X, the value of Y, and so we've said, okay, well, if you put the value that we've determined, 1 plus 1 equals 2. Well, all of those numbers are meaningless. They're literally meaningless because one was something that somebody created and labeled. Two is something that somebody created and labeled. So we've defined one apple plus another apple equals two apples. Well, first of all, what is an apple? Well, before somebody gave it a name, we didn't even know what that was. And so we just call it an apple. But ironically, in different countries, they don't call it an apple, they call it something else. What does the apple mean to you? Well, it's food, it's this and that. Well, not everybody probably sees it that way. I don't know what they see it as. But either way, we've just labeled it. We don't know what it is exactly. It's just something that's been here. So we just call it an apple, just like the sun, just like the wind. We don't know what that is exactly. It's there, and so we've given it a name so we can all call it something, but we still don't know what it is or why it's there. It's just there. I think you can see where I'm going here. And I'd love to hear, other people. I love to hear other people's take on this. And every time, it almost breaks my brain the way other people think, because they'll try to make sense of the set things that just they don't make sense. And you can argue all day long, but they don't make sense. Most of the things in life don't make sense. The only thing that makes sense is we don't know anything. That makes sense. The only thing that makes sense is reality is really what you've made it. Like all your memories. I don't have your memories. You don't have my memories. And your entire world is based on your memories. It's either based on your memories or your fears of the future. That's what your world is based on. Think about it. What do you think about every single day? You look around and something reminds you of something, therefore you have a feeling about it. When you see a baby carriage, you have a feeling about it. Or maybe you don't have any feeling about it, so maybe you don't even notice it. Again, weird examples. I don't know why I'm picking the weird examples today. But we don't live in the same reality. None of us do. Because our realities are created by ourselves. And why is that? I don't know exactly. In fact, I love to entertain theories. I love to entertain the fact that whatever's happening in another room, another state, another part of the world isn't really even happening until I'm aware of it. Like a computer simulation. Think about, and Joe Dispenza will talk about something like this. He'll say, the computer, if you're playing, let's say a computer, you're playing a game, a role-playing game. Well, let's say that entire world in the game you're playing is not rendered at the same time, okay? So it's not like, the computer is playing the whole game all at once. The game is only playing what you see at the time you're seeing it. And I think sometimes I love that theory that the world doesn't even exist until I see it. And I don't know why that is or why it was created that way. And we could argue all day long and you can't prove it's different. Like, people out there that are listening to me right now, you don't even exist except in my imagination that you're listening to this. Ironically, that's probably real too, because it's probably the only people listening to this. The only people are in my imagination. For real though. But I know that's deep and it's probably a little out there. But it doesn't make it not true. I mean, whether we get it or not, whether we understand it or not, it doesn't make it any less or more true. Because you can't prove it. You can't prove any of these things. And that's the crazy thing about science, in my mind. Like, we could have theories all day long, but that doesn't make them true. They're theories. Like, you could talk about Bigfoot, and you could say, well, maybe Bigfoot is interdimensional. Maybe that's why we can't find Bigfoot, because he's not from this dimension. Well, you can't prove that's not true, because we don't know what is Bigfoot. Is it just a story that people continue to keep alive? Or is Bigfoot real? Or is Bigfoot a family of part human, part animal creatures somewhere that we somehow can't figure out where they are? Doesn't make a lot of sense with all the technology these days and all the people looking for them. But the reality is, scientifically, you don't know one way or the other. So you can't say Bigfoot's real, and you can't say Bigfoot's not real. You can only believe that he is or believe that he isn't. But in the end of the day, unless you can prove it, you don't know. And I think, okay, so if I wanted to tie all this to fitness, that's the coolest thing about fitness is you can't, since you don't know what you're capable of, you can't say you're not capable of it. You are 100% capable of more than you think. Well, actually, and I can't tell you that for sure because maybe you're not. Maybe you're not capable of anything. Maybe you're worthless. I have no idea. But the reality is, if you don't know, then the only limits you put on are yourself. You put your own limits on yourself. And you do that in your entire life. Your whole life is based on these limits that you've created because you're either afraid of the future or angry at the past. So you've put these limits on yourself that actually don't exist. They're only there because you put them there. So remove the barriers, remove the limits, start understanding life is possible, everything is possible. Because if you can't prove it's not possible, then it is possible. So, all right. Wow. That was today's talk was just a little bit different. That's okay. That's okay. Maybe somebody listened, but I highly doubt that anyways. Somehow I get entertained by it. But if you did listen, guys, you're awesome. I appreciate you. And you're a little crazy. You're a little crazy if you actually listen to that. I would assume most people just kind of skip through it if they did at all. But you know what? It's all good. It's all good. Because the reality is we create our reality. And this is the reality I'm creating. I'm choosing to create my own reality every day. And it's exciting. And I live in this weird fantasy, crazy world where anything is possible. And, who knows, man? Who knows what the day will bring? Either way, it's Sunday. Either way, it's day 23. And again, according to who? Day 23. Did those other days even happen? We don't know. Was that even real, or is that just something I'm talking about now because my brain says it's supposed to? Who knows? Is it even Sunday? Come on, guys. What's real? All right. Well, I'm going to drink some coffee and wake up. It's not even the sun's not even up yet, guys. All right. Well, I appreciate you. I will be back again tomorrow for day 24. And I hope you have a great Sunday, whatever it is that you do. Treat yourself good, treat other people good, or don't. Maybe they don't even exist. All right, guys. Well, I'll catch you tomorrow. See ya. drug my ass out of bed today. Slept with the window open. It was such a beautiful hot day yesterday, and slept with the window open. And so I slept harder than usual, but yet I woke up way more tired than even usual. I know I always complain about it. But you know what? I got up and I did it, and I'm happy. It's Sunday. It's a great day. I'm very proud of myself for making it this far. All right, guys. Well, that's it for me. I'm gonna go drink some coffee and relax a little bit. It's Sunday. I gotta mow the lawn at my other house, and it's a good day. It's a good day to have a good day. All right, guys. I'll see you soon. Peace.